Ever been in a high-stakes corporate meeting, leading the charge, when suddenly you feel an itch in your nose? Picture this. Our protagonist, Mr. Dapper, a man known for his sharp suits and sharper wit, is chairing a crucial meeting. The room is filled with the scent of tension and freshly brewed coffee. As he navigates the maze of corporate jargon and strategic planning, a new challenge arises. An itch, an infernal itch, right in the middle of his distinguished nose. It begins as a slight tickle, as harmless as a feather's touch, but it grows, transforming into a beast that threatens to overthrow our hero's composure. His nostrils flare, his eyes water, and his focus wavers. The battle is on. To scratch or not to scratch, that becomes the question. His attempts to ignore it are as futile as a raindrop trying to quench a forest fire. The itch persists, becoming the metaphorical elephant in the room. Mr. Dapper, stuck between a rock and a hard place, or rather an itch, and a corporate place. What does Mr. Dapper do? Does he succumb to the itch, or does he hold his ground? Well, my dear friends, our Mr. Dapper, being the clever chap he is, devises a cunning plan. He decides to turn this awkward situation into a masterclass of subtlety and ingenuity. First, he casually raises his hand to his face, pretending to ponder over a particularly challenging business problem. A light scratch on the surface under the guise of deep thought. Ingenious, wouldn't you say? But the itch persists. Unfazed, Mr. Dapper moves on to the next tactic. He yawns, a perfect cover stretching his fingers as they innocently scrape past his nose. The room, oblivious to his plight, continues their discussion, none the wiser. Yet the relentless itch remains. Now Mr. Dapper pulls out the big guns. He reaches for a tissue, feigning a sudden sneeze. His hand moves swiftly, the tissue serving as the perfect camouflage for his covert operation. A quick swipe inside and voila, the itch is finally conquered. Throughout this ordeal, Mr. Dapper maintains his corporate decorum. His face a picture of concentration, his demeanor unwavering. He has turned a potentially embarrassing situation into a showcase of his quick thinking and resourcefulness. And there, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dapper, our hero, victoriously conquers the itch while maintaining his corporate decorum. But what's the takeaway from Mr. Dapper's nose-picking adventure? Well, let's not forget that even in the most highbrow of settings, we are all human. It's like when you're trying to choose your lunch from an extravagant buffet, but all you really want is a simple sandwich. Sometimes what you need is not more options, but the right pick. So, next time you find yourself in a sticky situation, remember Mr. Dapper, because in the corporate world, it's not just about picking the right decisions. Sometimes it's about picking your nose right too.